good evening, and welcome. Welcome, Facebook family, welcome, world. It's Galia Yakimova here, your well-being concierge. You're watching tonight my fourth show, which is called the Well-Being Society Universal. And tonight we're going to discuss the very important pillar, part of foundations, when we lay foundations for our life, for the well-being lifestyle, to create a life where we can thrive, grow, and have life. Thank you, Roxanne, for joining me, creating of life in balance, to have a balance in our life. And we're going to discuss with my special guest tonight, an amazing lady I'm going to announce just in a second. We're going to discuss about the power of light. My guest tonight is a Roxanne St. Clair, the lady I met a few months back, when she described herself, firstly, what she put, I am a mother, which means a lot. The woman and the one who gave her birth and breathing the new life, it really have to be honored. So, firstly, she is a mother. Secondly, she is a trustee. She is a lady who is coaching big companies, and she knows very well the financial side, but also she is a very spiritual person. She will tell us a little bit more about herself, why I have chosen, by knowing her, why I have chosen she to be my guest tonight and to speak about the power of light. It's as she's spiritual and she created something very special. And she's the one who is asking you to pick a card, not tarot card, not card reading, nothing to do with this, but to do with wisdom she gained all these years through her life experience. She put into the cards where she speaks. They speak a lot, but they are speaking through her voice, or her voice is speaking through that information on the cards about you, how you feel today. And I'm going to invite her now, and I will speak a little bit before the conversation started about the light. Roxanne, thank you so much for joining me. It's an honor to have you. Thank you so much, everyone who is joining us tonight. Please, 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 like and share, and also put your comments. And if you wish to approach us, you can approach Roxanne directly afterwards through a messenger, myself also, or you can she will give us more details how to be approached directly. Okay, so Roxanne, I'm going to invite you. I'm adding you now. Thank you, Facebook. You're doing brilliantly well. Technical side. Oh, she's here. Welcome.
Thank you, Galia. Thank you for inviting me to join you this evening.
It's a pleasure and it is an honor. So we had a little bit of journey together, and it is I got to know you as we got to know each other. Well, been a while, and you being alongside of Bradley Chapman, the man who actually through whom we know each other, and you've been helping him establishing this platform. Yes, you can. I'm not sure about the Diamond Show, but yes, you can. As you can inspire to achieve the global show where we got involved from the beginning. Also, the Speakers Awards. Here you go. I have more tonight here. I had one from the very, very first edition. And also, you are working as a trustee to the organization you're going to mention, and I'm looking very much forward to pick your mind tonight. Not all what you've been doing in the past, but what moving forward, how we can contribute to our audience tonight. I know that we have only 20 minutes, 5 minutes gone, so 15 minutes left, where we going to do to provide as much as possible content, hopefully, and believing that we are helping to those who are watching us straight away right now or in replay. So just a little bit about the light. So I did some research, and what Mr. Google is saying about the light, that the light is the natural agent which stimulates the signs and makes things visible too in our material world. So brings luminosity, glow, illumination, brilliance, radiance. This is the visible side, but actually here what they don't say, it is okay, this is the spiritual and this is the physical, side of it. As I truly believe that we are spirits living in the physical body. So that's for me, it's very important to be in alignment, mind, body and soul, and to live in balance, because just from that very position we can grow and thrive.
I totally agree with you in that principle, in terms of the fact that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we had to get here somehow, which some people, for want of a better term, we came from source, and through that we may have had other experiences before, we have other knowing and knowledge, but whilst we're here, how do we utilize that knowing and that knowledge, and how do we stay connected to what makes us us? So, it is, when you said about mind, body and spirit, it is that whole body connection so that we can be all that we're meant to be. And part of my training is that, as a mention of, when we go from top to bottom, so we're connecting with source and we're going straight down to connect to the Mother Earth. But then when we go across, that is our human experience, where we're connecting with our heart space. And therefore what we give out and what we share from our heart space is when we're wholly connected.
It's very true. It's very true. A little bit more about the light and what the Wikipedia is saying about the light, because we are speaking now, I believe. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us. Thank you for watching. Please put comments. I believe that we were made in heaven before we were conceived in our mother's womb. So that's also, I very much respect the mother, the female, the one who is designed to give a birth. But very often happen that we are not that well planted as physically we do, but spiritually not that very well connected with our family. And very often what has happened, we pretty much feel like aliens because spiritually we don't connect. Physically, yes. So I believe that we have the spiritual DNA and the physical, the biological DNA. The biological DNA, it's linking us to our family, but spirit, energy-wise, it's something else. Yes, thank you, Jackie. I know that you have a lot to say on this subject also, so thank you for having you on board. So the Wikipedia is saying that the light is electromagnetic radiation, which speaks about energy. Thank you, Michelle Watson, joining us. Speaking about the energy, electromagnetic spectrum. So moving with a little bit more information, and then I'll pass the ball to you, Roxanne. So from the very, very beginning, when the human being was designed, the only light was from the sun. So the sun is the greatest source of light. Also brings energy, because without sun, no one living creature will survive. So brings all the necessary nutrition in order we to grow for example, for the human being, make the body to produce extra vitamin D, which is vital for our body and for our bone system, but in general, we to be healthy, speaking from the prospect of well-being. And also the fire, before the electricity as a power was discovered. So we have the sun, we have the fire, and then later on we have the electricity. So all of them, they bring the light, but it's different source of light. So the point is that we cannot, as a physical creatures, we cannot just live and be tuned just to the materialistic side. It's always something else. And I invited you because you're a believer as I am. You believe in God, you believe in God's creature. And I know that you created something, you're going to say what, and how that helps people in daily basis as your coach, do coaching, provide the coaching services.
Okay, so based on where you mentioned about the light and all of us being connected in the sun, even I think, look, because as you know, as you said, we've done similar training, we have similar beliefs, and there is also that belief that each of us is an element of light, because I do believe that everything is made up of energy, and there's a lot of talk around, everything's energy, and if we go into the metaphysical, but I do personally feel that each and every one of us is a light source, and we have a choice whether or not we want to sort of come from that part of ourselves and explore that, or not. And quite honestly, it's even the term when somebody says, "Oh, I'm feeling really light today." It's a term that we've started using, however it came from somewhere. And so when you think about something being light, there's an energy around it that it's almost as though it's freeing, and it elevates, and you then have that space to be and do and create whatever it is you're there to create. Because if you're feeling sort of, for me, it's a contrast between light and density. So I wouldn't say the light and dark, it's actually the density. So when there's more density and shade, you feel less inclined to get up and do the things that you want to do. Whereas when you feel freer and elevated, you can actually achieve and accomplish more. And that's the premise that I look at. So even with coaching, which you mentioned that I do coach or consult, it's looking for that moment in somebody when that spark goes off. And again, you mentioned fire. I can give an example of, I met a young man, I was actually away at a training course, and his wife introduced me to him. And he was in his 9-to-5 job, but it wasn't what he really wanted to be doing. His interest was elsewhere. And we got talking, and he was generally just chit-chatting. And just after a few questions, when he started to describe his passion and the thing that was really interesting, which was his art, literally there was a transformation in his face, but in his eyes. And they say the eyes are the window to the soul.
Very true.
His eyes just came alive, and there was a light behind.
So the bulb was enlightened.
Exactly, yeah. He came alive, and the eyes were alive, and it was sparkling. And just to see that transformation in a few short minutes, to me, it was that's when I thought, wow, it's a blessing to be in a role where you can have somebody share their dream with you, and you can help them see that dream can be a reality for them.
And
so that's what I always look for when I'm working with somebody. I'm looking for that light behind their eyes, because when I see it, I know we've hit jackpot, and we've hit the spot of where they're really connected.
Yeah. And we reflect. Even if we look at, hello Beata, thank you for joining us, and Tesla, thank you. So if we look at from the spiritual point or prospect, what it's saying that the light, you always wait. Okay, so if it's a light, should be darkness. and they're the two, opposites. But with the person who have the light inside, it is the one who doesn't take the grudge, doesn't hold the grudge for a long time, or carrying on forward, have light-hearted, not light-headed, but light-hearted. And it is, people love to be in the environment, in the presence of that person. They laugh a lot, they're joyful, they're happy, and happen everything to happen in their life so naturally, easily. You don't need to put the effort, so you don't struggle, you strive because of the light. And I'm going to share something which today I came across and I really love, and I posted today earlier. This is from Elizabeth Kolber-Ross. I don't know this person, but I love what she said. The quote: "People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if it's a light from within." Exactly what you were saying, with that person you met. And that's why the light is very important in our lives. Why to have it? We cannot thrive and grow in the darkness. Even if we're designed in the darkness, this is a different subject. We grow and thrive, and we prosper, we progress in the light, and through the light, accommodating this light in us. It got its light as we believe, so this light lives in us, and we should walk with this sparkle, our through our lives, and sharing with others. Can you agree?
Yeah, I agree. And again, it brings us back to that thing where you coming from your heart space. If you approach everything that you do from a place of love and from that heart space, again, that's a reflection of your own light, because you cannot, it's almost as though love is your bit of light that you put out there, and so that sort of grows and expands, and the more of it you can put out there, not only do you grow, but as you said, those that are around you, they feed off of it and feel it, and they grow as well, and they want to be around you, and you all get to thrive. And it's that same where it says do what you love, because if you do what you love, it's easy.
Yes.
So it's from that same premise. And even you mentioned about darkness, and earlier on you mentioned about you may have been planted in a family where you're biologically connected but not necessarily in any other way.
Yeah.
And there's, sometimes if you have a difficult person to deal with, if you then just giving out love as opposed to giving out the same angst that they're giving out, you tend to find that the situation becomes calmer. And if you're coming from that place of love, and when you're thinking about them, how you're speaking to them, you can turn the relationship around. And I've seen examples of that, even in terms of working in large teams, where there's normally one person that everyone likes to say, oh, they don't get on with anyone, they're miserable.
Yes.
But if you take the time to get to know the person and actually have a conversation with them and understand who they are and where they're coming from, because they feel that they're important, they feel that they're listened to and they're understood, you then see the other side of that person. And
yes.
You'll be the one that ends up laughing and joking with them, spending time with them, because you've then connected with them at another level.
Yeah. So you see the light and the darkness, together, and what is happening. I'm very much aware of the time. There's not much time left now, and the subject is
we could chat forever.
huge and deep. Hi, Lisa Walsh, and thank you, Jackie. Yes, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. It's very true. Before we wrap up, as much as I don't want, we'll continue this conversation. I really wish to, because they are linking all the pillars in my program. They're all linking together. We started with the power of identity, and then we we went through the power with Robert J. Moore, and then with Mokhtar Adeleke, the power of the positivities, and where the positivity is there, the lights also. But then with Tony J. Salimi, we talk about the power of the wisdom, because as much knowledge we have and love, but if we don't have, the wisdom how to implement in life, and the decision we are taking, again, things are not working. So they're all linking together to establish this base of healthy life, which we want. So Jackie, you created something just with few sentences. You created something beautiful with these special cards. And did you have with you? Did you pick one before we started our show?
I haven't picked one yet, but I've got them here, so I'll just pick one randomly and let's see what we get.
And can you show the back of the card? What exactly is?
Right, can you see it?
The front of the card.
Right, and then that's the one that I've picked. I don't know if you can see it because there's a light shining on it at an angle. So the one that that's come out on is Zenith. So what it says is the instant when you reach your peak. What is that for you? Throughout your life, you may have a number of these moments, each in a different area, be it in a relationship, your career, an adventure, the list goes on. For you, the key is to acknowledge those moments and to celebrate being you. So again,
what is your message today to our audience?
So my message is that thing. Celebrate who you are. So we're talking about being a light. You're a source of light. So what is your light that you're put on this earth to shine? And we know the quote that Nelson Mandela, when he was, at his ceremony, when he mentioned about fear, but when you let your own light shine, you give others the permission to shine their lights. So, my message to everyone today is, what is your light? And have you ignited it yet? And if you haven't ignited it as yet, what are you waiting for? Because now is your time to shine. Now is your time to let the world see just how brilliant you are. Let your brilliance come out, because you do have value in you, and it's up to you to bring it out and to share it. And by not sharing it, you're doing yourself and the world a disservice.
Absolutely. I thank you so much. And what Bradley Chapman is always saying, before he created the diamond show, everyone is a diamond, and let's polish this diamond to shine. It's brilliant. So just to remind, I thank you so much. As I said, it is so much depth into and so much wisdom. I'm really, really happy that you joined me tonight. Before we go, just to mention once again, as we're all related to, yes, you can inspire to achieve the global show, which is the only one coming the 5th and 6th of October in London, Westminster Hall. Please, 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 if you still didn't buy your tickets yet, click on the link which you see below and buy your ticket and come and join us. You'll be able to meet with Roxanne in person, with brilliant Bradley Chapman, who created the platform, all of us to meet. But where you're going to learn much more from other experienced people. As I mentioned before, Tony J. Salimi is going to be on the stage. Robert J. Moore, Mokhtar, Mirella Sula, Alfie Best, Andy Harrington. There's so many great women and men, full with wisdom, knowledge, and experience. They wanted to share with all of you and us, you who are coming, and with all of us. So we very much look forward to seeing you on the 5th and 6th of October. Thank you, Roxanne. Anything else? Last words?
I would just like to thank you for inviting me to come on and share this experience with you, and you're doing a great job. And I'm so pleased to see you on the platform doing what you love and what you're great at, because I know you're a really heart-centered person and very caring. And just in the time that we've known each other, and seeing you just grow and evolve and the decisions and choices that you've made. I'm really honored to be here sharing this space with you. So thank you. And keep
Thank you
it
so
up.
much. Thank you so much. It is not easy, but it's worth it. It is worth it to see my mom improving very much. It's worth it. It's worth it to see that my relationship with my father is improving. I just need more prayers and support. But yes, this is a subject for different conversation. I thank you very much, everyone who was with us. Please, as I asked you at the beginning, like, share, put the comments if you wish to reach Roxanne. Roxanne, how they can find you?
So I am here on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm everywhere. And my email is roxanne@thevalueinyou.com. And yeah, I'm happy to have conversations around performance and management and systems and processes. That's me. So yeah, always open to conversations and where I can serve.
Thank you. And I'm Galia Yakimova, your well-being concierge. You can find me on Facebook also, Galia Yakimova, galiayakimova.co.uk. It's my new website, which I've been waiting for so long to come. It's finalizing. And you can message me directly or find me Galia Yakimova Wellbeing, Life Coaching and Wellbeing Concierge. Love you all. Thank you so much. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the evening and the week also. See you next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Stay tuned, be with me. More great guests to be with me. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.